Hello everybody, Astocky here and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. Off camera, I went and I collected a crew report, an EVA, and you know what? I'm not even sure which one of these it was, but I definitely collected these two off camera. Basically what I did is I sent a Kerbal to his death and then just terminated the mission. So I think, yeah, it was Fredlin Kerbin, and thankfully, you know, once you kill him and terminate him, he doesn't actually die, he comes back. So that's a bug probably, but it's a good thing. So I've kept him alive, and what it has meant is, going back to research, I have unlocked heavier rocketry. So the skipper and the Rockomax big fuel tank. It also means I am two pieces of science away from having nuclear engines. Oh, excuse me. Mouse is just being a bit jittery. So that's some extra power, which I'm probably going to need soon. 2 science short of that though. This is like precision engineering, which is lots of really small things. I don't actually know that I'm going to need that. This though is going to be really cool, because that's like the powered rover wheels, so then you can start actually having like moon buggies and stuff. What I'm going to do to start with, come on mouse. Seriously? I'm going to start by getting this. This only takes 90 science. It doesn't really give me anything that I want. What it does though is it gives me the adapter that allows me to adapt the big to the small, and it will also allow me to unlock this. So we're going to research that. That allows me to unlock this specialized control, and it gives me a bunch of different parts, particularly the 3-man crew pod. It gives me a couple of different RCS type things and some different parachutes. This one over here gives me the docking port, so I'd kind of like that as well. But if I get this, that will allow this little part to come up here and unlock the nuclear engines. So that's kind of cool. But for now, we are going to go back and we're going to not load the autosave ship. What I'm going to do is I'm going to load to the moon plus goo, just to show you what it's like. So this is what we took last time. The big solid rocket boosters at the base, followed by the next stage, followed by the next stage, followed by a little tiny lander. And that actually worked pretty well. The downside to it, because there's a downside to everything, is that it really couldn't do much more than go to the moon. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to completely scrap this and start a new rocket. This new rocket we're going to start is going to start with the same little, you know, 1-man command pod, but it's going to be aimed at going much further than that. So we're going to go for quite a big lander. So I think I need a structural adapter, a Rockomax brand adapter. No, I don't like that. Sorry, I thought I wanted it, but I didn't. No, I don't want that either. What do you? Yeah. Same kind of. No, I don't want that either. I'm sorry, I don't even know what I want. I thought I knew what I wanted. Turns out I don't. It's going to need some form of fuel tank. That's going to be just too big and too tall. Let's go for... That was the wrong key. Going to go for something a little bit different this time. Now hopefully, if we strut that up, hopefully that's going to work alright. So we're going to bring that back now, so we're going to need some parachutes. 4 of parachutes is probably going to be fine, I'm thinking. And now the question is, how much thrust are we going to need? Throw a great whopping amount of battery power on there. Why do I have 4 of them? Come on. Why are you not attaching? Because you're like an anywhere fit part, aren't you? Okay, once the two blobs line up perfectly, that is the spot for it. Now I'm going to need... Where are those little ladder thingies? There. So, just want to make this as easy as possible for my Kerbal to get up and down, because I don't know where we're going to be sending them. The last question I have is, how big is that thing? I thought these kind of things had the option to start retracted. Maybe this one does? I'm not even sure anymore. That was not sufficiently attached. I'm just going to put those in start deployed mode, because I want to see how much fuel we've got. We want our... You get the really big ones. We want our good fuel efficient engines. That is not the fuel tank we are looking for. I'm feeling like that's going to be a good size lander, because what that's going to let me do is that's going to let me put a bunch of solar panels to cover pretty much every direction. Look at that, flashy looking. Pretty much everywhere except for on top now has a solar panel. And now, on top has a solar panel. So I can't think of any direction where the sun could come from where we're not going to get power. So that's a good start. Now we're going to put illuminators. These are the downwards facing ones. That's perfect. Kind of a little on the bulky side, but that's okay. Now I think this is a pretty big lander. And I also can't put solar panels there. Yeah. Because that needs to be where the decoupler goes. Let's not pop parachutes at the same time as we fire the engines. That could be somewhat unpleasant. So we've got those. Now we need some science. Which one's science? You. Science Junior. Let's take that off. How tall are you? That is going to fit. That is awesome. I wasn't entirely sure that was going to fit. It's going to just be able to not scrape the bottom. Just drop everything down a fraction, then we make sure we definitely have better clearance. Now we're going to need some more science, so we're going to need barometers. Probably not going to need 4 barometers or 4 thermometers. We're probably not going to need that many of those, but things being what things are being, I want this to be symmetrical, so I'm going to stack up on a bunch of extra stuff. Now you might go, wow, this thing is massive, this thing is much bigger than it needs to be. That is correct, it is definitely bigger than it needs to be, but I'm planning on hopefully being able to send this to Duna. That's the plan. So We're going to build a really big rocket underneath this now. So we're going to go for this big boost engine. Now this time we're going to take that one out, and we're going to put a more efficient engine in the center there. In fact, what we're actually going to do is we're going to replace all of those with more efficient engines. Now we're going to go structural again, whack a decoupler on, and again there's going to need to be struts. There are going to need to be so many struts. I'm not the world's most confident about this right now, but with struts the world can be a better place. So that's going to give me these ones. Now we need to go for this same thing, only this time I'm not confident it's going to have enough thrust. Whoa. I don't think that this is going to have enough thrust if we're in the atmosphere. So going to make this into a tall puppy. We're going to once again structure, decoupler. Going to go for whatever the smallest tank is perfect that fits. In actual fact, let's see if we can. Yeah, that's going to work nicely. Now from this point we're going big guns. Thinking 2 of. Then we want to go asparagus-like. No, we need some decouplers to pop them off. So here's our big skipper engines that we've just got. And then from that point we want to place you there. Some more skippers. Where are our fuel lines? Have I not unlocked fuel lines? I've got to unlock fuel lines, right? There we go, cool. So that's going to put fuel into the center. Then we're going to have these bad boys. And same again. Yeah, that doesn't look straight. Zoom out a bit. Yeah, it looks better. Whatever. So we're going to go for a minor asparagus staging here. And I'm thinking that that's not going to be enough fuel in these engines, so it's definitely going to be struts. Got a kind of a weird twisty thing going on there. More struts. More struts. Okay, so time to check out how this goes now. We're going to call this tester 1. And I have this crazy feeling this thing is going to die horribly. But we'll see how we go. These things produce heaps of thrust. What's that? Skipper, 650 thrust. So it produces like 3.5 engines worth of thrust from one of these, so this should definitely be a good thing. Ooh, we got a bit of flexion in the middle there. That could be bad. Computer controls on. Let's take off and see how we go. Now that is heavy. Okay. Revert flight, back to the VAB. Couple of little touch-ups required. First things first. Struts. Oh, come on. Why you gotta be like that? Sometimes these parts just really don't want to go where you want them to go to. 4 times. Cut it out, stop being dumb. Come on, you know you want to get on top. Ha! Did it. Okay. Strutledge. That's bound to hold this thing in place, right? Bound to hold it in place. The thingy where the asparagus type staging. See, there's no flexing there, that's good. See, I knew there was something else I needed. Because we've got the same problem that we had with the solid rocket boosters, we just don't have enough thrust or control over things when we're on the ground. So what we're going to do is Oh. Okay, that's not cool. Have to manually add 4 fins on. This is going to make it so unstable. Hopefully the computer controls a little better than I am, and it can actually control this, because I don't think I got a chance. But again, this is going to be a bit of a heavy lift test vehicle, just to see how things will go. So there's no flexing there. It is not earth-shattering expansion in terms of lift, but we are accelerating. And hopefully once we've burned off a big stack of that fuel at the bottom there, we'll keep going quicker, and then 3 engines will be able to keep us going. I mean, it's almost the equivalent of the solid rocket boosters already. Track the gear. I don't think that makes any difference. I just hope we've still got enough thrust once the other engines burn out. No, we do not. Okay. that's going to be problematic for me. We're still climbing. How much fuel do we have to burn before we start to make some headway? Oh, look at that. I mean, we still haven't started burning that second stage yet, so this has got to be an improvement. There you go, starting to accelerate. You are heavy. I may need 6 times instead of 4 by. There we go. Starting to accelerate again now, which is good. Again, if this thing can just get me up high past the 10k mark, and I'm starting to tip things over a little bit with a, you know, a bit of a just a bit of a velocity behind me. I think I'm going to struggle to get to 100 meters per second though, which is going to cause me problems. Could be time for a redesign, but in terms of lift, it definitely got the heavy part of it down. Going to go to a third the thrust though. Yeah, see, we're definitely losing all of our oomph right now. Yep, so revert flight, revert to the VAB. Okay. Throwing away all of these parts. Gonna go for, if I can do it, the standard I want this to be awesome setup. Cut it out, cut it out, cut it out, cut it, come on. Not touching, which is good. So now we'll go struts. Wasn't convinced that would work, but never hurts to try. Lots of struttage there. Lots of struttage there. Now we need just bit of fuel going in towards the center. Hopefully this will work a bit better. We're definitely going to call this tester 2 though. Heaps of thrust now, so we should really be going. Forgot to put the fins on. Forgot to put the fins on. Fins, 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 fins. There we go. Save, launch. Wow, 24 minutes already. So this is going a bit slower than I thought it would. This is the design iteration process for a new heavy launch vehicle. So 3, 2, 1, go. Wow, that is heavy. Kind of on the loud side too, so I'll just turn the volume down a touch. Hopefully I'll be able to back the thrust off pretty soon. And something awesome will happen. I get this crazy sensation though that I'm going to have to just dump that one and those to light up together. I think think that's how I want that to work. I don't even know how this is going to work now. We're on the slow climb. All that extra fuel I put on the top hasn't helped me a whole lot. Again though, you can definitely see just here this little arrow starting to come up, so we're starting to accelerate faster. I'm only halfway through my climb. Yeah, if this was a 5-engine monstrosity, this would be like the Saturn V. I've used more than that though, so I'm like the Saturn VII. What I'm going to do is because there's not enough thrust in the next stage, I don't think, to keep myself going the way that I want to. I'm going to give myself a real big kick upwards as fast as I can, now that I'm at 10 Ks, and just see how quick I can go directly upwards. Take that back. If we're heading, we may as well use it going in the direction we want to go. And we'll see what we can get out of this. We're accelerating hard, which is good. So that kind of has me not really accelerating so much now. So my apoapsis is still going up though, even though my speed is coming down. So it's not a total waste. Got to be really careful though. Oh no. Okay, so that didn't work the way that it was supposed to at all. Okay, so we want that. Now we want those and that one. And then that cuts away that. Come on. At the same time as we get that. So that cuts away. No, that was where it was supposed to be. Up here. You are supposed to be up here. So we cut the bottom tanks away. cut the bottom tanks away, ignite all 5 engines. Then we cut away all this stuff at the bottom. So we cut that away, then ignite those 4 engines. So we cut all that shit away. Oops. We cut all that stuff away. Have these 4 engines kick in. Then no, we don't want that, we want this. Okay, I think that's it. Wow, okay. What a painful process. Okay. So, computer controls on. Speeding up. Yeah, whatever, calm. Come on, go faster. Just gonna leave it on 2 times. 2 times is gonna work. Feel good about 2 times. And I think when I get to the top, I don't know, I'm just going to see how this goes. I'm not going to go for the world's most efficient ascent here. I'm just going to try and get it going up quickly. Wobbles going on. So the higher I can get myself, start using the thrust of that remaining skipper to kind of push me sideways. So now hopefully this is going to push me sideways enough that I'll be doing something good. Where am I up to? To about 40. Oh, come on. What just happened? I don't know what that just happened. Again, something in the staging went horribly wrong, and I don't understand why. Okay, I fire it. It fires that. Then it dumps all those off. I don't know. I'm going to do a couple of tests off camera. This can be the testing episode, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Astocky out.